national prayer. So how you put in how you put in say something they wrong? Say if you have a converter, your audio is on, your mic. How do we know? Madam. Is it not the English? See, let's do it here. See, okay, you come like this. Look at this. Sharp, sharp.
to make sure that the polling booths themselves
You are most welcome, and your work speaks volumes for you. You don't need too much introduction. Your work goes before you and speaks loudly for you. Thank you. Doctor, you're welcome. Welcome to MLSCN House. Mr. Anthony Ahumime, West Africa Regional Chair by Safety by Security Technical Working Group. In a very short time, we will call up the members of the MLSCN Bio-Waste Management Committee here. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, let me quickly introduce the members of the top management committee of MLSCN who are here present. I have introduced Dr. Lorraine Okoro. I want to introduce Mr. Ime Edith. That's the Director of Finance and Administration. We were just telling him now, rainmaker. And I don't know whether the rain is supposed to fall inside or is this one that is outside. Because the rain is supposed to fall inside from you to my pocket. Okay, this one outside. Mr. You're welcome. Dr. Akinwale Akinlabi is the Adjunct Director of Health Laboratory Planning, Research and Statistics, MLSCN. Dr. Akinlabi, you're welcome, sir. Mrs. Imi Ede is in charge of exams, MLSCN. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. And Dr. Rebecca of Education, Dr. Dr. Fodeme, wow, we haven't said, but that's a topic for Ladies and gentlemen, you are all welcome. This is really, as I said, a very important occasion because this is the MLSCN making real effort to domicile what is a national and international entity. So bringing it home here is to show that the MLSCN, as the driver of medical laboratory services in this country, is in touch with its environment. So this is not an accident. It is a well-planned, well-thought-out occasion. Now, to move forward, I would like to have the overview of the MLSCN Bio-Waste Management Chief, Dr. Abon-Lahore. You're supposed to be taking that if you are ready. Dr. Abon-Lahore will take that in his capacity as the coordinator and advisor of this committee within MLSCN. I'll introduce at the point of inauguration other members of this committee. But in the meantime, in the ICT, if you are ready, please, ladies and gentlemen, one minute already, Dr. Abon-Lahore to come and take the overview of this particular event. Dr. Ironwe, we have introduced you before, so please, your seat is there waiting for you. That is the AMSIN Chairman, FCT branch. We have introduced you separately before, the same the rain was disturbing you. The seat. You're welcome to the roadway. Dr. Abon-Lahore.
Thank you. Good morning. Fully registered. Let me quickly stand on the existing protocols of, that has been well and captured by the program director the registrar, sir, with your permission, let me formally introduce the program director, Dr. Razi Equivalent. Dr. Razi Equivalent is the head corporate affairs department of the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria. I think he deserves a hand of applause. I have to do this on purpose because I'm his mentee. I want to complete my mentorship program successfully and be certified to that. Thank you very much, sir. So, on this note, quickly, I want to look at the overview of MLSCN Power Risk Management Program. We'll take this under the following line. So, introduction, the profession of medical health science in Nigeria is regulated by the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria. This statutory mandate is aimed at strengthening the medical laboratory services and education by ensuring that it conforms to national standards in terms of quality and safety as set by MLSCN. So what is power risk management? Power risk management are coordinated activities aimed at directing and controlling an organization with respect to biological risk. So, power risk management system, therefore, is a management system or part of a management system like we have in MLSCN now, used to establish power risk management policies, objectives, and processes to achieve those objectives. It is based on a management system approach, which enables an organization to effectively identify, assess, control, and evaluate the biosafety and biosecurity risk inherent in its activity. The program is intended to define requirements for a biorisk management system implementation for Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria in line with the provisions of ISO 35001 2019. So what is the aim of this MLSCN BRON program? The aim is to institutionalize biorisk management implementation in Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria home facilities and ensure compliance to its implementation in all medical laboratory facilities in Nigeria. What are the objectives? Our objective is to establish and maintain the ROM system in MLSCN-owned facilities, to create more awareness among medical laboratory science practitioners in Nigeria with respect to biological risk management, to train and increase the pool of PROM experts in medical laboratory science profession, to provide technical expertise to medical laboratories in Nigeria to establish and maintain biorisk management systems, to disseminate PROM policies, guidelines, and advisories to medical laboratory science practitioners nationwide. To further conduct annual biorisk assessment in the institution and initiate improvement measures. The objective is also to advise, verify, and participate in institutional compliance, investigation, and reporting. To review performance and conduct continual improvement projects. Daniel. So what is the scope of MLSCN BRON program? Currently, the Medical Science Council of Nigeria has over 3,000 registered medical laboratories under its regulatory purview. In addition, the following structures are owned and managed by MLSCN to support effective medical laboratory regulation for quality laboratory services. These are the Medical Laboratory Science National External Quality Assessment Laboratory located in Said Zaria, Kaduna State, that provides efficiency testing for medical laboratory facilities in the country. We also have the MLSCN Public Health In Vitro Diagnostic Laboratory in Yaba, Lagos, where in vitro diagnostics are validated before they are allowed to use in the country. We have right here in Abuja, at the back of this building, MLSCN National Laboratory Equipment Equipment Calibration Center, which is also aimed at ensuring calibration of equipment before they are, to ensure that they are delivering what they are programmed to do. We have the Public Health Lab right here in MLSCN house. It interests us to know that two of those facilities have been accredited to international standard, and the NADEC is undergoing international accreditation currently. So what is our charting for the MLSCN BRN program? The intent of this program is both institutional based and a coordinative nature for other facilities under the regulatory purview of MLSCN. So what do we intend to do? First was to mobilize institutional leadership and commitment, and we must at this juncture thank the top management of the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria, ably led by the Registrar CEO, for giving the management buy-in to the establishment of a bio-risk management system in MLSCN. Thank you very much, sir. Further to this, we have to develop a central policy for BRM's management system for the council. Roles have also been assigned, and we have today the inauguration of the Bio-Risk Management Committee and the appointment by the registrar of the Bio-Risk Management Coordinator. Next slide, please. So, going forward, in this program, we want to design and set up specific biosafety and biosecurity program. So the first in our agenda is to conduct a bio-risk assessment in the MLSCN 3 facilities, the individual diagnostic in Lagos, the NEQUA, and NALE, just to review, to see the state of implementations of the bio-risk management thus far in those facilities. We review existing biosafety biosecurity measures that is in place there, initiate risk mitigation measures where gaps are observed, and we carry out performance evaluation. Thereafter, the program intends to establish a training and competency verification program. What we intend to do is to identify human resources within the MLSCN, evaluate their competence and interest to drive the bio-risk management implementation program. Next slide. Thereafter, we have to conduct trainings based on the needs observed. And these trainings will include the basic BRM training, the advanced BRM training, and the trainers development. The essence is also to encourage and create platforms to support certifications so that we have many of our members certified IPA and certification program by the African Union from MLSCN that will support quarterly trainings for other medical laboratory practitioners in Nigeria. We conduct documentations by reviewing our existing biosafety manuals and guidelines and develop other relevant documents where necessary. We're going to carry out operational planning and control. Summarily, we look at materials and pathogen control program, enforce our good laboratory work practices, issues that have to do with contamination and waste management, contingency planning, transport of biological materials, and etc. Daniel. We do performance evaluation and carry out improvement projects. In conclusion, the MLSCN bio-risk management program is implementation driven, and as such, the ultimate aim of establishing the BRM system is to build capacity and competence of medical laboratory science practitioners. This is to enable them to initiate, maintain, and continuously improve on the bio-risk management system in their various facilities. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Osarite Awolaho, the coordinator of the Bio-Risk Management Committee in MLSCN. Ladies and gentlemen, please, another round of applause for Dr. Awolaho spoke authoritatively like someone who understands his audience, and I'm sure with him driving that process as a coordinator, this committee is in for better times. Thank you, Dr. Olao. Now, moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, we have the opening remarks of the registrar, which I believe you will take to the unveiling of the MLSCN DRM policy before we now get the committee for its inauguration. So, registrar, sir.
The national president, our own friend, who sought us to, I thought you won't be able to make it to this place, that shown the commitment that you have for this subject matter. You are welcome, sir. Madam Stelles, some of us I know that we realize that's what I call her here. That is our name in the Medical Science Council. Eva Badiati Lady. You are welcome. The African chair told me that I'm giving you troubles all the time. I'm happy I've seen you today. I think we will discuss that outside this. It's nice coming. How is the DG? So you're welcome. Then the MC said that Dr. Just finished or just completed or finished a meeting of international standard, and we are very, very proud. I'm happy that FCT, Dr. Rowe is here, and we are seeing what you have done. We don't expect anything less from FCT in any of our programs, because this is the center of excellence we are going to deliver. When we finish from FCT, others copy. Even when I do it from Lagos, because it happens here, like I have to bring it to I know that our dear friend, Mr. Levius Vivian, who will be, we cannot pay him again. Then, during that we're begging him to join us. He said the money government base is too small. Thank you for being the first president and being here this morning. It's nice seeing you once more. Thank you so much, sir. On this other side, we have Mr. Kingsley Roche. When you are a father, you have your children, you always say, our prayer that our children should do better than we do. That is the case of Kingsley. Is here I tell people that I have so many professors, just that I'm not a professor. Then our own here, FCT chairman, Dr. Irukwe, will be a strong pillar before and now to our chairman, the relationship that existed between FCT and council is and resulting. Thank you so much. Thank you. My superlative TMC members, both present and not other people in other official assignments, the coordinator and members of this BROM committee, I want to say you are all welcome to MLSCN House. Yes, they gave me a speech here. I'm tempted not to do this speech. I'm tempted to say that this program is so dear to our hearts. It's dear to our hearts in the sense that we prize ourselves here as people that believe in quality. Now, they said quality should be at the shoulder of safety. So, going forward, our corporate affairs, MLSCN, will, from this inauguration, will be quality and safety driven. And to say the least, is that when this idea came after the last meeting by Sadia, and our dear stainless, it became imperative to us that this is the way to go as an organization. Because medical science profession play a very vital role in virus and biosafety management, because our waste, something that we must make sure that it doesn't get to the wrong people. So as an organization, we felt that it's important that we get into this business to protect our dear country, Nigeria. And this is the way the world is going. And yes, just yesterday, as I was going through the mails that came last week, and I saw a document that came from African Union addressed to my office. So when I saw it, I said, which one is African Union? African CDC. And there is a program that is going to take place next week in Naima. And they said something that our organization is invited to that program in Naima. And it will say, they said here that this will be an opportunity for our agency to present our BROM implementation strategy to central adoption and incorporation into the AU work plan. I say, what's a coincidence? This is a proactive organization. If we're still thinking, is it doable, is it not doable, we will have found one thing in this meeting. I want to say, Dr. Afolao, Madam Stella, I want to say thank you for standing by us to be in the forefront of this BROM in Nigeria. I need to also say, NIPSA, yes, is not profit organization, You have done well for Nigeria. If nobody tells you, we will tell you. You have done well. You'll be driving this process for more than 10 years or so. And it is based on your steadfastness that has taken Nigeria so far. If you did not take it because we are waiting for government to come and take it up and bring money, won't be where we are today. The crop of Nigerians trained in this aspect was due to your preparedness for Nigeria to be where it is. So, Nisha, we are indeed very grateful for what you have done with this one. For our statements and Madam Stella, you are still a staff of MLSCN. I think you know that. Or to get who was back. DTA or government or what you say financially. You are coming in a very big way, and I said we are proud of it. We are proud of it in the sense that you also instituted this in this organization. I remember we are so good there when colleagues, senior ones, joined to start this program. He was introducing to us. When they went there and they saw there was no money coming from them, they ran away. But this is what African CDC has taken now. This is what health institute in Nigeria. That money they were expecting will not come more than 10 times what we expected. For those of our staff that during when there was no light and when we will not see light at the end of the tunnel, now there is light. We will say thank you for being a true medical laboratory scientist. Sandhya, I know whether Sandhya position will join us. They really to fail. For two, yes, all this while, when meetings are called to be held to coordinate, and that's you write to my staff directly. I was intending you are working under somebody, you will not be released. Told him, sorry for those front and back, we want institutional recognition. And here we are doing what we want us to do. I'm very sure that your SCPC have not started this. They will join us later. Don't worry. And I want to say, for my TFC, this is one thing that we believe in as a country. Where something is important and Nigeria needs to benefit and is discussed with them, they never say no. And here we are taking this shot. And we want to say thank you for the support, and Nigeria will be better off for all this. Thank you so much. I will continue to see that DRL takes a first honor in medical sciences of Nigeria. Even when I'm not here, I believe the successor that is also going to come in from the council here will take it to the next level so that Nigeria will benefit. We decided to invite the King and the FCT chairman for them to know that there is a new standard, there is new operations that we need to define as laboratory practitioners. Yesterday, I was looking through my mails. There is going to be a document to be inaugurated about tomorrow. The Prime Minister of America has to do with water sanitation in Nigeria. It's a guideline document which was done by NCDC, WHO, and USAID. All this are geared towards safety of our laboratories. For the ISO standards, our practitioners should take it as a thing that's so that the safety of those of Nigerians will be almost the mind of practitioners. We are being here not to hear from outside that safety is not going to be part of inspection of laboratories. It's not that it's going to be part of inspection, it is also going to be if you don't meet that aspect of safety, your laboratory will not be approved. Because MLSCN is now quality and safety conscious. On that note, I want to sincerely welcome all of us to this inauguration of the MLSCN community of the Medical Science Council of Nigeria. We know when we're starting, we will continue to request for support for NISA in Nigeria and for the international government like Saudi. There is one other guy, is it Daniel, the guy in abroad, George. But MLSCN has taken the movement on and all the necessary support and information we need to bring this novel aspects of our practice. MLSCN is open to discussion. And for the experts in Nigeria, we want to say thank you and continue to support this management of the Medical Science Council of Nigeria. You are welcome. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together once again for the registrar. The registrar said he had a formal speech, but he didn't want to go read it. You know, when you get to a level where you discard your speech and begin to talk extempore, you know what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen, please appreciate our registrar once again. He says MLSCN henceforth will be quality and safety driven. So if you are on the field inspecting a lab, if you're a member of the MLSCN team, do not just ask about quality, also ask about safety. And so for each and every one of us here, responsibility beckons. Ladies and gentlemen, before I move on to the inauguration of the committee, which the registrar will also conduct, I had earlier introduced in absentia Mrs. Fumi Onakalo, who is in charge of mainland Venetian regulation and discipline. The rain got up with her, but could not stop her. Madam, we appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, making further progress, we want to call up, before we hand over to the registrar, Sorry, please, the moment the name comes up. All right, my attention is drawn to the unveiling of the MLSCN policy, BRM policy. Given the authoritative and confident manner the registrar spoke, I thought he had presented the policy. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have to unveil the policy, and that means we get back to the registrar to unveil the policy. So, am I bringing the talking about it? Thank you very much. What is the
Online viewers.
Okay. Is everyone saying?
Yes. No, offline.
By the power confirmed on me as registrar of medical research council of Nigeria, with the strong support of my committee members, I, Dr. Joseph, on this day, August 2022, unveiled the policy statement of MLSCN power risk management, which states MLSCN shall be committed to the implementation of power risk management system in all medical facilities. It shall ensure compliance to power risk management implementation in all medical facilities in Nigeria. We have more than 5,000 medical laboratories facilities in Nigeria. Staff alone, excluding the public and the private ones adjoining to hospitals. By the time we are able to do this in Nigeria, we have completed our portal. This shall be achieved through trainings, dissemination of BRM guidelines, conduct of biorisk assessment, inspection, and continual improvement projects. That is MLSCN's commitment, and that is our policy on MLSCN power risk management. I think we are happy, and congratulations to all of us. Lisa, Sandia, George, African citizens. This is policy statement, MLSCN commitment to power risk management. Support, MLSCN will not disappoint. Thank you so much for coming. The next is to inaugurate. Yes. I think you might
starting from the coordinator of the committee, Dr. Osarity Abolaho, please. Around the it doesn't get bigger than this. Dr. Abolaho is the coordinator, is to advise, verify, participate in institutional compliance, investigation, and reporting amongst other functions that it performs. We have Mrs. Ijoma Ahonanya, who is the secretary. I was wondering why she was dressed like this. Wow, I did. Mrs. Ifoma Abba Okoye. Mrs. Jamila Bello. Mr. Julius Quarter. These are the members of the MLSCN Management Committee. There are times of reference, ladies and gentlemen, so you bear this in mind. They will advise on BRM policies and goals, oversee institutional risk assessment and planning, develop, authorize institutional BRM manual and other necessary documentation. Ladies and gentlemen, as members of the committee to be inaugurated by the registrar CEO. Sir.
I see members as you go on. Ladies and gentlemen, these are our team of BRM of MLS. What we just did was that Dr. Saisi is in charge of our public health and is a full-fledged member of NIMSA. And what I did not let you know earlier, that I'm also a fellow of NIMSA. Mrs. Ijoma Onaya, she's the safety quality officer of our MLSCN accreditation services. That is to tell you to what extent we want to incorporate issue of safety and quality driven together. Next is Informa. She's also from our National Laboratory Equipment Calibration Center. She's the safety officer from that facility. That's why she's here. Mrs. Bello, she's the safety officer from our facility in Zaria, which is the National Quality. That's why she's in this community. The next person is the Julius Quarter, the safety officer in our individual diagnostic laboratory in Lagos. We see with carefully selected. And our prayer is that the good Lord will give people the wisdom, because this is a new field in our practice, to see that you contribute your portion to the best that He has given unto you. And the management, since they are here, are going to give you all the necessary support to achieve what this BRM stands for. On that note, I want to inaugurate all of you as members of the BRM of Medical Research Council of Nigeria. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the pure of our members. You can now go to your seats. You see now, your CVs have just added 2 pages. The rising profile. Ladies and gentlemen, can we make progress, please? Thank you very much, the registrar, you have done the honors, and until now, we didn't even know you were You see that, ladies and gentlemen, please, you know, to actually put together the registrar's resume now will be like an 8-unit course. Because it will be so massive, you know, and you know, these members now inaugurated, as I said, you gain 2 pages on your CV. And my own is still where it was. You know, thank you very much. Now we will take some goodwill messages. I'm glad that we are moving as scheduled because, you know, there are other competing duties today. So we'll take a few goodwill messages, 5 minutes. And if you can make it less, we would appreciate. But I would like to give the microphone first to the president, Nigerian Biological Safety Association. It's Professor Abiodun Deloy. He's coming with it.
Thank you to the program director. And let me for GDG, and the deputy director, sorry, deputy registrar. I also our own Mrs. Stella, Dr. Mrs. Stella Bro. And in fact, every member of NIPSA that are here physically and are joining us virtually, not that I have seen any one of them, but I have faith that they are joining. And indeed, the chairman of NIPSA Conference Organizing Committee 2022 and the person of Dr. Kingsley Oche. Please, I recognize every one of us here, all the directors, all the office holders, and in fact, the newly inaugurated coordinator of the Biorisk Management Committee of the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria. I am delighted. I think the registrar actually captured my mood when he said I must have taken it as a very important function to attend, and indeed it is so. I'd like to make the goodwill message very short, so I'm not reading this prepared speech. But I must place on record that to the best of my knowledge, this is the first Biorisk Management Committee being inaugurated in an institution in Nigeria. And I say that with maximum confidence and utmost authority. And I can go down some lane of remembrance. It's on February 14th, 2022, Bayero University in Kano inaugurated an institutional safety committee and made the institutional biosafety committee a subcommittee of the institutional safety committee. In other words, that institutional safety committee will be operating under a global umbrella of the safety committee, which also includes chemical safety and physical safety. Now, 2 weeks after that, University of Lagos College of Medicine instituted a biosafety committee, and around the month of June, Rivers State University inaugurated the biosafety committee. Now, the uniqueness of this committee, sir, is that one, it is coming under the coordination of the regulatory agency for all operating medical laboratory science facilities in Nigeria, of which we have several thousands that are practitioners under your regulatory authority. What it means, therefore, is that this goes beyond the four walls of a classroom, beyond the four walls of an office, and in fact, beyond the premises of just one facility. It is bringing everybody to kowtow with biorisk management. Why is it biorisk management? And I say it is the first. It is because, as you would know, biosafety and biosecurity are all talking about safe and secure handling of pathogens. Your committee actually seeks to manage the risks that are either inherent or that are coming up from the handling of these pathogens. And that is why you see the uniqueness in it. It is not just a whistleblowing committee, rather it is to ensure biosafety and biosecurity in all committees. And so I got my heart for the idea of the inauguration of this committee. And I am very happy, sir, that you have picked someone no less than the person of Dr. Osai Tinakoro. Well, is a member of NIPSA, you rightly put it, and I was also undergone some training in biosafety and biosecurity under the aegis of NIPSA, funded by the Sandia National Laboratories, United States of America, whom we partner with. Again, I like to posit that you have actually also done extremely well as a fellow of NIPSA to have gone the whole hall to inaugurate this committee. I'll be much happier that among all the titles, accolades, and all the privileges to your names, and we're happy to see Dr. Tosa Erabo F. Lipsa. We need to know what it is, and that's what it is. All right. I remember that when I was going for my professional interview, the chairman of the interview session asked me, what is F. Lipsa? And I had to show him. As from that point, I knew the interview was over. Because he became more convinced than confused. And he became more knowledgeable about it. And that actually eventually took the whole dimensions of the interview. So in the university, more know me as professor of biosafety rather than professor of medical entomology. So, it therefore gives me great pleasure to be here this morning. Sir, you have helped me, sir, and you can confirm from my immediate past president and my able vice president that one of the tenets of Nigerian Biosafety Administration is institutionalization and professionalization of the practice of the principles of biosafety and biosecurity in Nigeria. And that is what we have been doing since 2010. It is one of the activities that we have been doing that actually brought us far closer or much closer to your council, MLSCN. And I want to say that on behalf of the entire membership and the board of NIPSA, that we are very, very appreciative of your reception to us every time we play and your support for our activities, especially our conferences. Very soon we are coming back to you. In fact, today, concerning the conference matter. Hey, don't look at the screen now because I just talked about it. You want this directly in your phone. Okay. So that you will not run away immediately after this program. We have to see the registrar CEO. So, sir, it is with this I want to congratulate you. I want to congratulate the committee, and I want to congratulate every one of us that are here and that are very. Thank you for making our dream come true.
Thank you, Professor Abiodun Deloye, the President of Nigerian Biological Safety Association, Professor of Medical Entomology and Biosafety. I think it's better for them to add that. To choose one or the other. Wow, thank you, sir. Well spoken. Well, now moving forward, I'd like to also call on Dr. Telotupu Adigo, President of Medical Directors, to give his remarks.
Are you presenting?
Thank you very much, Brazil. I'm very beautiful for this morning. I want to thank my golden digital registrar and the entire TMC and Medical Life Science Council of Nigeria for this privilege, this invitation. As a matter of fact, registrars always taking an excellent step in going to the areas that require so much attention. You are consistent with that. Today again, you left your speech and spoke. Anytime you say you want to do your speech and speak from your heart, it's always showing the passion and commitment you have for the practice. You did the same for our conference, and those admonitions have left us better. Thank you very much, sir. Good board messages and greetings from the Board of Trustees and the National Medical Council of Guild Paramedical Lab Writers of Nigeria, the Medical Lab Science Practitioners in the private sector. This particular inauguration and invitation was so exciting to me because it could not come at a better time. With the establishment of the Medical Laboratory Science Policy and the Ministry of Health, you know that biosecurity and biosafety is a key component in the thematic area in that policy. The Medical Laboratory Science Council being there, regulated parts of medical lab science across the country in all institutions. It's really important that they have taken this particular position. Coming here today and seeing very relevant stakeholders, the NIPSA, African CDC, And the connection to Zambia, USA, shows indeed the Medical Lab Science Council of Nigeria is doing the right thing. There are 3 points of standard practice with the EQA lab, the CAL, every lab, and of course the calibration lab has always demonstrated that you are really positioned to turn around the fortunes of this country in the medical and science practice and attaching all important components of biorisk, biosafety, biosecurity to quality. There is no quality without safety. So this particular inauguration of these wonderful, well-selected, well-crafted members of this committee and listening to Killing people and quality people, when I heard of the safety officers coming from everywhere, Zambia, Lagos, it means you mean business. I'm proud of you, sir. And I'm sure that our will take this particular committee to where they belong, to put MLSCN where they should be. And I want to give the commitment of the entire private medical laboratory scientists in the country. Your first step of doing the internal assessment in your 3 labs, we want it to quickly come. I want us, all the laboratories, the registration of 5,000 laboratories, which you know that over 4,000 of them are within our purview. And those that get to go, we want to lend our support of the private sector to see that soon and establish a very good framework that would make all the laboratories practicing in Nigeria, especially the private ones, to come on board, to have certifications, to have assessments, and see that this particular component of biorisk is made integral in the recent quality call, which we are embracing. Our administration will support MLSCN in every way, and the entire members of the guild have been waiting for this. An area that's really been untapped, as much as it is very, very, very important. The job they've done, individuals and and saying only here too means that all these people have come to. I'm very proud of what MLSCN is doing, and I pledge our complete support in every way to make this actualize and to make laboratory practice in Nigeria better than it is, and to stand his place comparatively to the rest of the world. Thank you for inviting us. We're very proud to be associated with this success. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ali. Well spoken. Points noted. The registrar is still writing some of the things to. All right, more good Mercedes. Now I go to Dr. Mrs. Stella Udo, NISA Vice President and our Madam Stella.
I will not sit like my colleagues talking to my back. He's still my boss. So I need to stand up when I'm addressing him. Members of top management of the MLSCN, my colleagues on this side, and the ones on their side. I want to salute the registrar, MLSCN. If there's anybody that is excited this morning, so much, it's me. Because I sit and I'm like, okay, how do we approach this? How do I go about this? Who do I talk to? And I know that over time, The registrar has been someone I have worked with for many years, and most of the time, things are brought to this level. We have wasted no second in agreeing with me, especially if it's something that will bring light to MLSCN. So I want to say, may God bless you this morning, because we are saving our own lives by this inauguration this morning. Let me step a little bit back and appreciate counsel in the area of quality management systems. The registrar has taken MLSCN to enviable heights that as we speak, not just public laboratories, but private laboratories have gotten accreditation, and a lot more are now lining up, working towards accreditation. And it is all with the effort of our registrar and his team. That said, there is no better time to think about this. The world globally now is focusing on safety because of the issues we are seeing every day, the emerging and re-emerging epidemics and pandemics. And between 2016 and 2019, the WHO conducted, with collaboration with the African Union, a joint external evaluation assessment. And the report has shown that all the member states had an average of 30% in biosafety and biosecurity. And that called for a consent that led the African Union to institute this biosecurity initiative in 2019. And they went beyond that to get the African CDC to also initiate an examination certification, but for which, by the grace of God, I'm a member. So, after that inauguration, quickly, I had a chat with the registrar, and you will see when somebody is passionate about something. Before we could say 1, 2, 3 things, the registrar said, let's move. And let me say something at this point in time. Even before that interaction, our call advocacy, Dr. Bonlahon had already made a memo going from what the president of NIPSA had said, that he had got some trainings. I want to share something about Dr. Bonlahon. Some years, like 2 years down the line now, I was just in my office one day, doing my work as a director of planning, MLSCN. A young man walked in. That time he was just, they not quite know, he was engaged in counsel. And he said, Madam, please, I want you to mentor me. I'm interested in biosafety, biosecurity. And I said, okay, no problem, if you're interested. And shortly after that, when I started now, looking at how do we get into get some training and all that, we went for a visit to the IG's office, the registrar and some members of TF. Okay, you remember? And the registrar called me and said, take this, my boy. So you will see that Dr. Bonlahon has passion. I'm not surprised that that was his he didn't know what was happening. He didn't know the future. He just said, please, I want to be mentored. And he said, please, mentor my boy. And that is why even when the registrar was like, okay, who will be in the committee? I said, pick the people that have passion for the job. We are all there because we have passion. I always tell people, everything is not about money. Passion and commitment. I want to congratulate Dr. Bonlahon and the entire team, for being members of this committee. And some of the areas to show that the MLSCN is right on the right track. Some of the thematic areas for the African Union in line with fulfilling this international regulation, the International Health Regulation of 2005, and also the biological, weapon convention. And we also have the United Nations Security Council resolution of 1540. They have thematic areas, and one important area is developing a biosafety, biosecurity network. So as I was looking at what we are presenting. I said, yes, this is speaking to what the African Union have in mind as one of the thematic areas. And also establishing, an expert committee. As MLSCN, we are moving towards with these people now, and other people who will have passion to drive this process, joining them. That training, both on the basic, on the advanced, on the trainer development, and also training on assessment using the safety, experiment by safety laboratory checklist, that is changed from the ISO 5.01, will be, achieved. So people with what the African Union is putting on the table. And part of it is also establishing the regulation and certification framework. And already we have the LIVA, and then we have the African CDC now having their own certification, which, as time goes on. I want to speak, I'm sure I'm speaking the mind of when I was interacting with you, I talked about MLSCN being supported heavily and in collaboration with me. And we are pledging, because I know I've had a discussion with the president and the Venus, who is our immediate past, not immediate past. Okay, immediate past, yes, immediate past. We are also saying that the president emeritus of NISA is Mrs. Tudia Abiola, who is not here. Then we are online, and it's good that people also know that Mrs. Tudia Abiola is the very first president of NISA. And I did mention when I was interacting with the registrar that these four to be Denode, the Venus myself, are what we call like the front runners and the master trainers. And we are available to train, to mentor, and to make sure whatever heights MLSCN needs to get to in carrying on with its mandates, we will be there to support. So MLSCN is well suited by the nature of this mandate to do this. And being a member of NISA, and most of our TMC members are also members of NISA, it's just that we are talking to ourselves. And when we say that safety is everybody's business, but there are people who are like sitting on the front row, those who are laboratorians, you are facing biological legends. And the greatest asset to the system we are talking about, LO2 is talking about, is the personnel. So we are talking about protecting the personnel as much as protecting the environment and the community. And on that note, I want to appreciate the registrar and his team. I also want to congratulate the coordinator and his team, and every other member that is well seated here, and those who are joining us online, and to say, Nigeria, we are coming. We are coming to take over the space and to make sure that the lives of Nigerians are protected. Thank you so much.
Wow. Dr. Stella Udo, please appreciate her once again. Madam, you are a true personification of passion. You have spoken with so much passion that but what this is that the very platform that you are taking, which is percent, is just going to go places. No doubt about that. You don't have any problem anywhere that you just take the microphone. And even to handle ladies and gentlemen, I would like to also give the microphone to Mr. Levinus.
happy in the country in institutionalizing PRM by inaugurating this committee this morning. Let me say for point of emphasis, and Tony, perhaps you might want to confirm this, there had just been a health alert that was issued as a result of the outbreak of Marburg virus around the Ashanti region in Ghana. We're still having conflicting information. On the 12th of August, the University of Gwagalada, University of Abuja Teaching Hospital in Gwagalada had announced the outbreak of Marburg virus. We are yet to confirm. But more importantly is the upsurge in the spread of COVID. This is very important, and why I'm bringing it up is because of the role that this committee is going to have to coordinate in ensuring that the council first is safety of its staff and visitors, and extending them to all the facilities under the council who are of course represented in the committee that has been inaugurated. To also drive home the point that all risk management is also a core component of emergency response. Let's begin to find those areas of niche that we can occupy to build opportunities or create opportunities for our team members to be part of. Your critical part of the emergency response. And the emergency response in Nigeria is coordinated by the National Emergency Management. Explore opportunity to be part of that system so that we get to know what happens there and brings in also to the council, and also extend the capacities that we have here to bear within the the members and the institution. So once again, I want to join other colleagues who have spoken. I don't make it for long. To congratulate you and to congratulate the council for this bold step you have taken. So, congratulations, and thank you for doing this for the good of our people, for the benefit. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Olivia. I'd like to hand the microphone over to Dr. Kingsley Oche, NIPSA North Central Coordinator. Thank you. Seated over there. Dr. Kingsley Oche.
Thank you very much. Let me stand, because when you are before your elders, particularly before your teacher, you must remember that you are still a student. So I want to stand, first of all, to stand on all the existing protocols and appreciate everyone, most especially the registrar, for this great feat. He just mentioned something. I am a proud student of a proud registrar. Back in the days when we were at school, we had a lot of lecturers. But I can tell you that Dr. Tosairabo was the favorite of every student. He has a listening ear, while others operate in the techoic acid. How many of you remember techoic acid? They will tell you to hell with you, no encouragement. He was always the only person we could trust, the only person. And when he was made registrar, I remember all of us who were students under under him then, we had a forum. And somebody said, for the first time, we'll have a registrar that has a listening ear. And I'm not surprised at where we are today. Honestly, if you look at the history of the council, you will discover that within this period, we have obtained much more international recognition than the council has ever had. Much more. And the reason is because he listens. He is WhatsApp away. He is SMS away. Once you get a signal from anywhere, and we send any SMS or WhatsApp from any of them, he picks it and he works with it. As long as it will be beneficial for the country, beneficial for the profession, you can find Dr. Tusai running it. And sir, on behalf of all your students, and me, the chief of the students, would like to congratulate you and appreciate God's work in your life in this council. And we know that much more will happen in this council under your reign. Congratulations, sir. And while this was going on, I quickly told Dr. Sadolo Osareti, and I said, this is the first of its kind in this country. I mentioned it to you. And then the president of our NIPSA, Professor Dole, made the same remark. What that means is that in the field of biosafety and biosecurity, council now is setting the pace for others to follow. For a while, when we had a meeting on having the Nigerian pathogen controlling country with Sandia, discussions have been ongoing. Which institution can we find in Nigeria that can set the pace for this? And with the appointment of Satoni Rubame as the chair for the West African region, we have been having sleepless nights discussing. We have been having meetings upon meetings discussing how do we approach it in the country? How do we have an operational base in Nigeria so that when they look at it from the African region, we can see government involvement. It's all about government. We have NIPSA, we have others, groups, organizations trying to speak up for them. A government institution that the African Union can look up to and say, this is Nigeria. And I am excited today that finally we are seeing Nigeria in the map in the African region for biosafety. And I know Anthony sitting here will be excited because we have looked at various ways. We have seen that most of the institutions, everybody is working at different angles, but we needed an institution that will stand to drive the force and bring Nigeria in the limelight. And I'm glad that with the BRM committee inaugurated here, I'm sure we are seeing Nigeria now in the map. So thank you very much, sir, again for this great feat. And for us, I'm here in two camps. One as NIPSA coordinator for the North Central Zone, which houses about 7 states within the North Central region, and also the chairman of the local organizing committee for NIPSA Conference 2020, which is 2022, which is coming on from 21st to 25th of November 2022 in Abuja here. And what a time to have this committee on. I listened to all all the, what do you call your speech, objectives, goals, and what you set out to do. And I'm glad to announce to you that the North Central Zone houses most of the major master trainers on biosafety and biosecurity. In fact, Dr. Stella mentioned that there are 4 major in the country. And let me gladly announce to you that 3 out of the 4 are in the North Central in Abuja. And so when you need to hit the ground running, which we have started, we are here. Our team in the North Central will be ready to work with you. I received a lot of mails, phone calls from staff in MLSCN who wants to be trained on biosafety or biosecurity, who wants to be trained on BRM. And at North Central, we have been trying to put this in to see how we can incorporate that. So I think with this team on ground, it's easier for us to work together and drive that process. And we'll be able to join you in all the way in all the activities to ensure you have a good start in this project. Let me also congratulate Dr. Osariti. He is also serving in my committee, the NIMSA Conference of the Rights Committee, and he is serving as the head of the media and publicity unit. And in his capacity at that level, we are working very closely to publicize what we have. And I think as we plan this conference, I'll be talking with the ESCO and the president. We will create an opportunity to MLSCN to come and present on what they have done, which is the first in the country. So that in the conference, which is going to be projected in the African region and beyond, for those who are going to join online from US and everywhere, they will also have the opportunity to hear about what MLSCN is doing or planning to do as far as PRM is concerned in the country. So, Mr. President, apologies, I have not discussed with you, but as the chairman also of the organizing committee, I am using this opportunity to inform you that we have to incorporate this to bring up our Nigerians' impact with PRM in the country. Forgive me, I'm very, very personal. My teacher is here, so I'm respecting him. Thank you very much. So I think that is another thing we would like to do to project this very well. And finally, as I tend to see, since we are doing this sharp. Since we are trying to do this sharp. In the NISA conference coming up, one I've been able to get information and we have incorporated him based on his field of individual. We will be talking about legal implications on biosafety and biosecurity. And I'm told that he has that competence and we have looked at his profile and I'm glad to hear that voice. So we are sure that voice will be vibrating at the NISA conference. Media. Oh, he's talking on media, sorry. He's talking on the role of media. Yes, he's talking on the role of media. So we have already started working with you as we used to do, and we'll continue to work with you. So let me say big congratulations to you and team for this great job. Thank you so much.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, I am not usually short of words, but at this moment I am short of words. But Dr. Kingsley, I am really impressed with your presentation, and to think that the registrar taught you.
Yes.
What a wonderful legacy to leave. Wakili Sata, this is your product.
Yes.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, applause. Because, you know, if everyone who is a teacher today could look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow and which will not, and you therefore understand that the seed you're planting will in future grow like this, everyone would want to be a teacher. Yes. True or false? True. The true have it. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause once again for Dr. Casey Oche. Now I have to make progress by handing over the mic to Mr. Anthony Ahumebe. I have given 5 minutes and they added 0 at the back of the 5. I gave 3 minutes and they added 0 at the back of 5. I think I'll give you 0.03. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Whatever you give, I will willingly take. So, standing on existing protocol, I want to plead that I read because I cannot speak extempore like on that. I will read, but I will also interject additional information. So thank you so much, and thank you, colleagues, for having me here today. So I will start by thanking everybody, especially our umbrella organization, the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria, for the opportunity to be at this event. I also congratulate our highly esteemed registrar CEO for the contributions he has made, including those of his staff and every other person who has contributed to this historical event. The MLSCN is our umbrella, and like was mentioned earlier today, it has been raining since yesterday, but none of us came in here drenched. The reason is that we were covered by the umbrella. Which umbrella? Which is the MLSCN. So I call them an umbrella because many of us here primarily are medical laboratory practitioners. So I will start from there to explain. But beyond that, for all we do, we owe allegiance to them. And again, like I said, they are also moving with a historical event where all of us are covered. As Nigerians, bio-risk is a concern. And if they have taken this step, which is a historical step, then you will understand why I say that we are under them and we are assured of our safety and we are assured that we will have no risk. I am here today representing the African CDC. In 2019, the African CDC launched a biosafety biosecurity initiative, which, as have been stated earlier by our colleague, Dr. Stella Odo, is to align our activities and grow biosafety biosecurity activities Africa-wide to align to those international conventions and treaties that seeks to promote this, including IHR, Global Health Security Agenda, Bioweapon Conventions, and then the United Nations Conventions. The objectives of this initiative that was launched in 2019 are as follows. 1, to develop a biosafety biosecurity legal framework for the African region. 2, to establish regional and continental biosafety and biosecurity TWGs who will coordinate and monitor implementation. 3, to establish a regional training and certification program for biosafety and biosecurity experts within the African sub-regions. 4, to establish a regulatory and certification framework for institutions handling high-risk pathogens. And 5, to strengthen the National Public Health Institute and the national reference laboratories in the different countries in Africa to make them able to respond to events of public health importance. I am here to say that this was the initial idea, objectives around this initiative. But as time has gone, there has been some level of variations in designing this initiative to make sure that it goes with what we are doing in Africa today. The issue of biorisk, which we are discussing, has also come under a very, very major agenda under this biosafety, biosecurity initiative. I want to say that activities around this has progressed significantly, and I am happy to say that Nigerians have contributed in no small measure to the actualization of almost all these activities. When Dr. Stella was speaking, she did mention her role at the African level, especially in relation to objective number 4, which is the establishment of regional training and certification program for biosafety, biosecurity. I just want to mention that 2 days ago, there was actually the launching of Objective 5, which is the establishment of regulatory and certification framework for the institutions that are handling high-risk pathogens. That framework was actually launched 2 days ago in South Africa by the AU. We were also represented at that event, which was virtual. But just to add to that information, we also have 2 Nigerians who joined the team of assessors, because having launched, Africa CDC also had a team coming chosen from different parts of the continent, who are now going to be the assessors to make sure that this launch regulatory framework is maintained. So that team will go around assessing these facilities and giving them the authority to handle these pathogens. Like I said, Nigerians have been in the middle of this. I know about 2 of our countrymen who are part of that team of assessors. Besides this, our country continues to become, continues being an interest globally. Africa in itself looks up to us, Nigeria, based on the obvious reasons we all know. I will use this opportunity to urge us to continue to work as hard as we are doing, because I know that there are a lot of activities about biosafety, biosecurity that is going on in the country. But I will also urge us to do more. And more, I mean, is especially in making sure that most of these activities we do are aligned to some of these treaties that we have mentioned and are also visible to what is happening globally. We continue to do these activities while they are useful to us within our environment. We also do understand that the world is a global village, and whether we like it or not, people want to hear what we are doing and they want to learn from what we are doing. For a lot of our activities, they feel the knowledge of what we have done remains within our environment. I will urge our colleagues to join and play at a bigger level, at those international levels, so that people will understand and know that we are doing a lot of work here and also learn from us. In addition to that, it is also critical. It is also critical that a country should establish and sustain a national biosecurity TWG. Historically, a couple of our colleagues have discussed this. It's something we have been discussing, and it follows from the African CDC mandate for us to develop regional TWGs, and those regional TWGs also give birth to national TWGs. Like I said, I stand here as the chair of the regional TWG for West Africa. Unfortunately, I live without also having a TWG in my own country. So this is critical. Historically, I have been told that this was in existence, but I think it is time to reestablish it, because this will help us align our activities, consolidate our effort, and improve. Our score for 2017, the total score around biosecurity was 5. Nigeria scored 1. JEE will come up again. It should have come up every 4 years, but because of the issues around COVID, JEE was not repeated. But I'm sure that if not this year, we will have another JEE. Like our colleague has also requested, I will also request that we take time to study these documents and look at the benchmarks that have been established around biosecurity, so that we can draw up action plans to look at these gaps specifically and try to solve them. Besides the JEE, there's also the GHSA, the Global Health Index, that also is being used globally to measure countries' capacity around biosecurity and the other thematic areas. Nigeria also has not fared very well around GHSA. I will also ask us to look at those documents. Now, I want to conclude again, like all our colleagues have done, by congratulating the CEO and our registrar for this opportunity that we have to start. I will also congratulate my dear friend who leads this team. The registrar has made a few comments about how informations are sent. I am trying to address that from the AU point of view, and I make reference to this, not to it, but just to speak extempore for the man. The African CDC and AU, in addressing issues around this initiative, have used every system they understand that is possible to send information to our colleagues and our participants. Like mentioned, it is unfortunate that in trying to get Nigeria involved, they were not able to see a central, prominent biosafety, biosecurity representative for the country. That is one of the problems that we have had. We have a lot of stakeholders, a lot of agencies who are pushing around biosafety, biosecurity, representing Nigeria in different forums, but none of them meets one of the basic requirements around the kind of biosafety, biosecurity that AU is looking at. I don't want to go into the politics of that, but my colleagues who stand here, why they said we've been having meetings all through the night and all through the morning, is because of that quagmire. The agencies that are seen outside Nigeria, for one reason or the other, that projects biosafety, biosecurity, do not appear to play the biosafety, biosecurity role as is required of the Biological Weapons Convention. And that has brought out a lot of issues. There are two very important letters, apart from the one you have gotten, that relates to biosafety, biosecurity in the country. I tell you, I and my colleagues will be looking for that later because they are important to this country. But those letters went to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to the AU, and we've been trying to get those letters at the Ministry of Health, and we haven't. I have tried to ask why that letter was routed that way, and the reasons I was giving was what I had just spoken earlier. Those two letters are important. I will say what one of them is about. I did say that one of the objectives is to build a certification framework for the African sub-region. Now, part of it is also to build a center of excellence for each of the regions in Africa. Now, what that center of excellence entails is that all the trainings that we are talking about will be done at that center of excellence. The South African region, again, because for some reasons, which I also want to take time to talk about, have moved ahead. They have already identified NICD in South Africa as their regional center and have gotten funding from their government and the government of Canada to build a structure that meets all the requirements of African CDC. As I tell you, they will start, I know that they have started recruiting their first cohort of trainers for the South African sub-region in bio-risk management and waste management. They have started, so their first cohort of trainees will start training this October. The West African sub-region, which I head, we are still at the level of trying to find which country will host the Center of Excellence. The letter I have just alluded to is trying to inform every government to bid if they are interested in this Center of Excellence. I am supposed to use this letter and go to advocacy to people like our honorable registrar and my own DG at NCDC to tell them that this is what is happening. These are the selection criteria. Are we interested in this? But I have not seen that letter. Because that letter hasn't come to me, I have asked African CDC, please, instead of the 1 month that we have been given to submit our bid, can you extend for another 1 month? They said yes, they are ready. But as president of West Africa, I should go ahead and convince other member states within the West African sub-region, because it will not be them who will do that for me. I have done that campaign and I was able to get them to agree to extend that bidding till end of September. So after this meeting, though I'm on leave, I will go back to the ministry and from the ministry down to foreign affairs to see if I can get that letter. Once I get it, I will present it here. The reason I'm saying this and I went through this route is first to appeal to our CEO for him to understand why, yes, I probably have not brought this. And to say that since we have now seen this prominent umbrella, we will now be channeling this kind of information to this place because we have been looking all the government. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Anthony Agumile. You know, you have a lot of sense in the comments you made. That's why we were not even bothering about time anymore. I thank God that you are the chair of the technical working group for West Africa. So, I mean, the ball is already in our court. There is no point bidding for anything. You are there. You are there. And if Nigeria scored 1 out of 5 in the past, we'll just repeat. That's what the regulation did. If we failed, we will repeat. So please, there's no problem anywhere. Thank you very much. I'll take the mic to Dr. Chuks Ironkwe, the chairman, FCT Anson FCT branch. Dr. Chuks Ironkwe. Dr. Ironkwe is the Anson chairman, FCT branch. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to stand on a well-established protocol. I wish to, on behalf of the association, congratulate the council and at the eye of quality and safety. I want to also congratulate the newly inaugurated committee that will be coordinated by Dr. Abolaho. We know your capacity and strengths, and will continue to stand by you as an association. I also want to bring to you the commitment of all our members in the FCT, both public and private laboratories, of our commitment to buy into this and to be part of this whole process of biorisk management. I once again want to thank the Golden Registrar for the opportunity to let us have a first-hand information on what is to come. So we begin to prepare our members towards training, because the issue of safety is very, very key to the practice of our members within the FCT. So once again, I want to reiterate our commitment to this process. Thank you very much.
Sorry. Hello. Let me start with this. Before my data is out, the sort of times. Show the interest and passion that the management of Medical Research Council of Nigeria has for the ROM. I want to say, because I have discussed with my ranking TFC members. No, we have ranking members. We have just we have ranking TFC members. We have consulted when we listened to the West African chair of the to say that we just to get the letter if it's in Federal Ministry of Health, or once you get it from Federal Ministry of Health or Foreign Affairs, get the letter, bring it to MLSCN, and MLSCN is ready to be for that, and will not feel or disappoint you.
Wakili Santa. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Wakili says you should get the letter. I thought there was no point getting the letter. That since you are there, we are hosting everything. The registrar is a man of quality, so he wants to follow everything methodically. But he's as good as done. He has spoken. Wakili Santa, I renew my pledge of loyalty. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Dr. Lorena Okoro to give the closing remarks, after which we take a vote of thanks from Mrs. Ijoma Amaraya, please. For that, a round of applause.
Thank you very much, Razi. You know, when I like being in functions that the master of ceremony, because there is no way I will live without learning one English word. Like today, I didn't know you can kill your voice and you still be alive. My only registrar, you know, many people know so many of your titles, but we'll be releasing them. You know, they forgot it and they go and other distinguished members of the management of MLSCN and our distinguished guests and presidents, both at regional and national level and state level, other invited members and colleagues. It's been a very, very pleasant day, which has, I thought we were almost run into afternoon, but it's still good morning. On behalf of the registrar, I will be closing this section, noting salient points. The first of which the registrar has already stated, that Tony, trust us, we will not disappoint. As a leading organization, the Medical Lab Scientists Council of Nigeria has demonstrated over time, and most especially under the leadership of our able registrar, we are open, as an organization, open to anything that will bring in quality, that will improve the life of the people, that will also benefit Nigeria, because that is our primary mandate as a regulatory organization. Hence, when we hear of such initiative and opportunity, we do not go back on it. We take it seriously. We also like, as an organization, to lead from the front. That is why in our strategy, we are starting with our own laboratories and then expanding what we have done and know is doable. We now extend it to the laboratories that we are going to extend. The beauty of the structure of medical lab is that we experiment, what we want to send out as policy within our own that see where there are issues, we invite stakeholders who are close allies of the council, and then we make progress from that. No wonder you have Abiel here today with us, and also the FCT here with us, because there is nothing we do in council that we do not do with stakeholders. I also want, on behalf of the council, to say a big thank you to the pioneers. You know, it's not easy to start something. These men and great women, those present and absent, I know Mrs. Tuli may be online, some will not. We as a council appreciate your effort, because it is on that effort that we are building and then we are achieving all these gains. We salute you. For all the nice comments that we heard from each and every person that gave goodwill, we want to assure you of one thing. First of all, that we appreciate the fact that you're seeing the good work the council is doing under the leadership of the registrar, and you recognize it. So for that reason, the reward for good work is more work. We are more encouraged to do more in the direction of serving you better in wherever it is necessary. As for the issue of performance of Nigeria, the council is not bothered about performance. Where the council is concerned is the opportunity for improvements. That has always been our question. Show us that poor performance. Show us where we can help with improvement. And that is why council is a learning organization. At any point in time, even if it's not a formal function, please, once you see an opportunity where council can be a player, send an SMS will do, or a WhatsApp message to the registrar, and you'll be shocked at what we can do in the council. We are also very excited about the certification scheme at the African level, especially as we have one of our own sitting in that place. And now we also know that it's also our own, a member of this council that is also the leader at West Africa level. Why else we will not support this? It's really close to our heart, it's close to our chest. And let me tell you, it's close to our heart and close to our chest for even selfish reasons. Because when these certifications are in place, regulation becomes easier. So by putting certification, you're actually helping us to do our work better and faster. So we appreciate it and we will always support it. Now back home to my dear members, Dr. Bolahun and team. You people were picked because of what you have done in the past. Now we pray that God will enable you, give you the strength. We see that this is a whole new area, a whole new range of activities, a whole new opportunity for us to become key players. But our success is determinant on how well you handle this responsibility. Our prayers are with you. Our heads are also with you. Our hands are with you. We pledge the right on behalf of the registrar and all the members of the TMC. We are the ones that called you and gave you this responsibility. We are standing behind you. But remember, it is the leader that brings out his hands and others will do what? Support. So please, any opportunity you see in whatever you're doing, if you're having any reservations or concerns, reach out to any of us. We have our support. And most importantly, we pray that by the time we finish and plan to hand over, posterity will judge you as having impacted positively to Nigerians. Once again, we congratulate you. Congratulations to you and your team. And congratulations also to all of us, both our colleagues who have joined us online, that we are here today to watch history being made. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Lorena Okoro, for the way you have closed the event. But please, I crave your indulgence. Theoretically, she has closed, but we still have tea break. because it's getting really cold. I didn't know these ACs will be working like this morning. I mean, I put on a suit like the two gentlemen in front of me. Yes. So I'm really cold. I need a cup of coffee or tea, and I'm informed. Yes, in any circumstance, yes, I need coffee. I'm told that the kitchen is ready, so in a matter of minutes, they'll be serving tea. But before they do that, please, I have the honor of inviting Mrs. Ijoma Ahonaya to please give the vote of thanks.
In the words of William Faulkner, gratitude has the same quality as electricity. It must be produced, discharged, and used up in order to exist. Our visionary registrar, chief executive, Dr. Tosanerabo, you know why he's visionary. Our very own deputy registrar, Dr. Lorena Okoro, my teacher then. The ever supportive, ever mentoring, I would have said retired but not tired, but the registrar just said she's with us for life. Dr. Stella Odo, our respectable guests, Professor Dele, Dr. Hamide, Dr. Adibo, Dr. Elian, Dr. Che, Dr. Irukwe, and I'm citing Squadron Leader Suleiman. All our amazing TMC members present, and our wonderful audience participating virtually. On behalf of the MLSCN BRM committee, headed by Dr. Saritina Bolao, we thank you for entrusting us with this great responsibility. We promise not to fail, and also continue to solicit your support and mentorship to succeed. And as we have reiterated here over and over, safety remains the shoulder which fearless for the medical laboratories in Nigeria and tribal. Thank you and God bless you.
That was so sweet. That voice was so silky. Look at that. IJ, all your thanks. I've received everything. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, it's been a really wonderful occasion. Not only that history has been made today, but the passion, the commitment of all the stakeholders here, I think that is quite notable. And the registrar CEO, a man from whom always so much is expected, and he keeps delivering. I don't know how you do it, but I think it's the grace of God that is upon you and upon your life. And so we thank you for the leadership, because so nobody will take it for granted. I know that this is the beginning of a new chapter in the existence of MLSCN and in the annals of the medical science profession in Nigeria. I would, on that note, want us to please take the national anthem together. That's what is on the program. But before we do that, after the tea break, we'll have a group photograph. You know, today it must be captured. And you agree with me now? So we'll capture that downstairs immediately after the tea break. But before the tea break, we will have the national anthem. So ladies and gentlemen, please let us rise for the national anthem.
Yeah, they're different, but I'm following okay, we'll take the national prayer because that is what is projected here. So we have nullified the national anthem. National prayer. 1, 2, go. O God of creation, direct our noble cause, guide our leaders right, help our youth in truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and live it just and true, great lofty heights attain, to build a nation where peace and justice reign. So help us God. Thank you very much. Different things, different. Wait.